Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list of 14 properties, and we had a couple clients come to us today, and it was great how they came. They actually were referred by somebody who hasn't met us in person and has just seen us online. So one person who's seen us has spread the word to somebody else who hasn't seen us, and both of them have actually created a bit of a relationship with us online. And that's the really cool thing about what we do on these videos, is it's like me jumping across the screen and I'm now with you on the train or in your living room. Or I had one client who actually said they watch me in bed together, which I have mixed feelings about that, but I think it's very endearing. And I think it's a testament to the fact that we can do so much online, and we have an opportunity to share our experience, and you have an opportunity to share your plans, and in between there we find that there's value and help, and just really cool things happen. So we appreciate that, and I know how busy people are, and so we're thankful every day that you tune in to watch these videos and hopefully get something out of them. So 14 listings today. We start off with this one on Maple, 237.9, and it's basically entry point for a one bedroom. It's less than 700 square feet. 12-foot ceilings on the fourth floor is really nice. It tends to open the space up pretty well. And it looks like you're facing other buildings from what you can see from the windows. No condo fees listed here, but it's obviously a lot higher than the Green Life building that we showed yesterday. So this one on Main Street is 287. It's a 1+1. When you start getting up to 1+1, at almost 290, you have an option of whether or not to jump to a two-bedroom. So this is a large 1+1. It's in the 900 to 999 square foot range. There's no photos here, but I would urge somebody to consider at least buying a two-bedroom for the same price. Beyond that, it does overlook a park. We don't tend to see a lot of premiums for these buildings. So if you've got something that looks over the pond over on Maple Crossing, or something that looks on the park, it's funny, we don't see the value adjust. We see it in different areas, but not in Milton for some reason. So 34 Mill Street is 354. Semi-detached on a nice deep 132-foot lot. You've got two full bathrooms, so it's rare to find, especially in these, this is probably an older semi, to see even a ground floor washroom. It's rare to find that. You've got window unit AC, so you're not talking about central usually. You're not talking about a central heating system, although it looks like it is a forced air, so I'm not really sure what kind of heat this one has. It does have an oversized one-car garage. There's a lot of cool things about this house. The location's really good. If you look at where it is specifically, I'll just move the map over on here. That's not going to work. So basically it backs onto some of the properties on Main Street. It's a quieter part of Main Street, but you always want to be careful with those main buildings because they are zoned for height increases and development and everything else. That's a real target area that Milton's going to see continue to grow as the town grows. So I like that one. It looks very unique and different, and it's got a great, anytime you can walk to that stuff downtown, there's really good food at Grill Daddy, but anytime you can do that, the farmer's market, that's a good thing, and it's going to retain value very well in the future. So Kennedy Circle looks like a fantastic deal. Townhouse with a finished basement, and you've got a pretty open concept main floor. I like the way that they've arranged their furniture and positioned things, and then you've got 3 bedrooms upstairs plus 2 full bathrooms. A lot of the stuff around 375, 380 is only the 1 bathroom up on the top floor, or you're dealing with something without a backyard. This one has a backyard. I believe it's got 2 parking spaces, and the driveways split up by the sidewalk. You can walk to Metro, walk to Shoppers Drug Mart. Very, very good property, and I think a very attractive price too. So Hutchinson also seems like a really nice deal. 1,500 square feet. I'll show you an almost identical floor plan that's listed for $50,000 more in this list. So yeah, so there you go. It's called a Lynbrook, 1,500 square feet, and the kitchen doesn't look bad. The appliances are decent. They've upgraded the floors with hardwood. I don't know. I mean, I think this one certainly looks like it has the potential to sell in multiple offers, so I would encourage you to jump on it quick, and feel free to give us a call if you want to see it, but it is not going to last long. Johnson Heights, as a comparison, is the same size as the previous one. It's an end unit townhouse, still a townhouse, and they were listed before. I think they were listed a little bit higher. Nice finishes inside, end unit town with crown moldings and nice finishes here. Probably should go for around this price. So I think they're in a good place. Penton Trails a little bit bigger. We're talking about with a finished basement now, you're probably on the side of 1900 square feet at least. Pretty open concept main floor. Usually this is all tile here, and what they did was they continued the floor and created a bit of a dining room space, which I like. I think that's a very clever thing to do. And it looks great. Upgraded flooring on the second level, and then they didn't show one of the 9 pictures being a finished basement. I think that's an important thing to do. And Penton's a pretty quiet street. $439 is probably not an outstanding price for it, but it does have a fair bit of finished space compared to the other stuff listed at that price. Zielinski is the newer version of that Lynbrook model that I just showed you for $399. And they're a little bit more open in the kitchen. Like they have like some of the walls. There's less walls between the kitchen and family room. This one has laundry upstairs. So a couple little tweaks that Madame did, but it's essentially the same floor plan. And we've seen this model sell for this. So when I see something at $399, there's a lot of evidence I could give you that says that's a good deal. I mean, I sold one of those models, the Lynbrooks, for like over $400,000 like a couple years ago, just to give you some perspective. Rusk is $629. It's very high. Like from the top, you can see right over all the homes. Now, what happens is when your main floor starts here, you now have a basement that has to work around the garage. So your basement is L-shaped, and you don't have as much living space on your basement level. You can also find where sometimes you have a walkout, which this home does, but it opens up your second floor. There's your walkout right there. It was clever of them to show this angle. You will have to pay for a fence. I'm guessing the cost for the fence is probably between $1,500 and $2,000, which is normally shared between your neighbors. You've got to wait for the town to sign off on the grading. Now, it's got a nice looking kitchen here. I worry about the way the rooms are configured. I think a lot of this hallway space is a little bit wasted. You've got a separate dining room, plus you have a family room, but that's not... It's not a huge space, you know, compared to how much total space you have. I'd be concerned with just how you'd lay out the furniture, and then you've got your 4 bedrooms upstairs. Size-wise, it's probably not that far off from what other similar comparable sized and finished properties go for. Cost again is $634.9, and it's 2,600 square feet. It's got what I believe are some very nice finishes, pot lights. The kitchen, you've got some built-ins there. And there's a really nice one that sold on Laurier recently that was the same size as this, hardwood on both levels, nice kitchen. And they sold right around the 6 mark, but I've also seen where I sold something at 2,600 square feet last year at $625, and siding onto Laurier too, same neighborhood. And so anyway, so I see arguments on both sides for this price. I could see how some of the sales might cause them some stress, and some of them are actually real boosters for them. Hartley's $639,850. You get a finished basement with this one, but you're not getting the same finishes. So it's 2,560 square feet plus the finished basement. All that together should be okay. And then you've got a 6-line rural one here at $649, 10 acres. You're getting pretty close to land value at about $650 for 10 acres. So if the home maybe isn't perfect, that's kind of what you get. You pay probably $750, $800 for a nice looking home. And BD Trail is $659. I believe it sides onto 4th line, which doesn't get a lot of traffic. Now, they put a trapezoid shaped Microsoft Paint driveway. There's no way that driveway is real. It's plainly obvious too, so it's amusing for sure. Scotswood, 2,350 square feet plus a finished basement, very well finished inside, approaching model home quality finishes. They've done a different colored floor upstairs. Again, no shots of the basement there. You can check the virtual tour. Looking for about a 30-day possession is what they've said in the description. You're going to get a wider yard, but you are going to get some cars going up and down for 4th line. I still think that this one has a lot to offer for that price. and it looks good too. So that's the list for today. If you have any questions, just give us a call and we'd be glad to help. And once again, same as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us for Milton Daily Homes. We'll see you tomorrow.